Hey y'all, so I just finished setting up my new beauty room and I wanted to do a what's in my makeup kit video. Mind you, I just placed this stuff up here. This is not permanent, but you guys have been asking me like about products that's in my kit, so I decided that I would film it today because I've been saying, oh, I'm gonna do it next week, and the video never came. So I'm gonna start with the foundations that I use. So if you're familiar with my videos, you already know that I use MAC foundation, NARS, LANCOME, and I also use Black Opal. I don't really mention many drugstore foundations because I don't really use drugstore foundations, but if I'm gonna use a drugstore foundation, I'm gonna use Black Opal. This is the True Color formula. This is their liquid formula. This is their liquid formula, and this is the only formula that I use. If I am going to use a stick, I'll use it for contour, but for all over the face, I prefer the liquid one. So let's start with the MAC foundations. I have 15 shades of the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. Now, all of these shades are definitely not necessary. As you continue to build your kit, you'll add colors like for just in case, or you'll just start to add colors that you won't necessarily use on a day-to-day basis depending on your clientele. Most of my clients are African American, so I have brown girls. Sometimes I'll get Latina clients, so I do have colors for them, and then every now and then I will get a white or European client, so I have foundation colors for them as well. But you do want to make sure that for the most part, you want to have an array of colors just so that you can cover everybody across the board. So the main colors that I use from MAC is going to be NW55. So I use the Studio Fix Fluid from MAC. This is the main MAC foundation that I use. The colors, I will list all 15 colors in my kit, but I'll put an asterisk, like a star indicator, on the colors that I use the most and the colors that you need in your kit, like the colors that you will really get the most use out of. And I also use the Lancome Tint Idol foundation. This I'm starting to kind of like use less of. I'm not using it as much. I don't use as many colors of the Lancome. I'm familiar with Lancome because when I worked at Sephora, I was using it on an everyday basis, so I know what colors work for me and my clients in my kit. Both of these foundations are full coverage matte foundations. Well, medium to full, you can build it up. Very long lasting foundations. I love to, if you do watch my channel, you'll know that I never use one foundation by itself. I always mix. So I mix MAC and Lancome, I mix MAC and NARS, I mix NARS and Lancome, I mix Black Opal with anything. Like, it really doesn't matter. I just always mix because depending on the formula, you can like basically better another formula. So mixing eggs and bacon makes a better breakfast rather than just eggs by itself. The eggs will fill you up, but the bacon is going to make it taste better. So onto the NARS. This is the NARS formula that I most use. This is their Natural Radiant, and I have about 5 colors from this line. I used to have more, but like when I ran out, I just didn't replace it. And then I also have this back here. This is like an OG formula. This is the All Day Lumi. This used to be my favorite formula, but I don't use it as much anymore because I reach for the newer formula now. And then I also have the NARS Sheer Glow, which is a really nice formula. It's more of a light to medium full coverage. I have these in the lighter shades for my lighter clients, and I'll list those colors down below. I have about 4 of them that I like to use for when I get a lighter client. They work really well. And then the Black Opal, I only have 3 shades left. I used up the rest of it during prom season. They closed all of the Rite Aids, and Rite Aids is where I would get my Black Opal foundation, so now I have to order offline. But yeah, Black Opal, this foundation, honestly, in the summertime for my clients, I'm using Black Opal and MAC for the most part. I do not use the NARS Radiance foundation because it's not as long lasting in the summertime. In my opinion, for my clients, I think it's better for me to mix MAC with Black Opal or even the Lancome 24 hour. But for the most part, I use these 2 in the summertime because it don't break down in the sun, in my experience, and that's my opinion. So moving on to concealers, I only use the Pro Longwear concealers, and these are the shades that I use. Again, I will list it down below, but this is my favorite concealer to use. There's a pump, so you know, you don't have to worry about putting the applicator on people's faces. It's full coverage, it's crease free, it's just the best concealer ever. Like, it's the best concealer. No other concealer is touching this concealer, in my opinion. It's my favorite. I love it. I've been using it for years. And then also I use the NARS. This is their creamy matte concealer. Now this is just a bonus. This is not necessary, and these are pretty expensive, so if it's not in your budget, it's not necessary. It's just something that I use sometimes to give the look an extra boost. It gives under eye more coverage, or it's nice on the eyebrows, but like I said, it's really not necessary, and this is a splurge. So this is something when you're bringing in enough money from your clientele, then you decide, oh, I want to add 3 of these colors to my kit, because like I said, these are $30. And I don't have the NARS Pro card. The NARS Pro card is hard to get. I do have the MAC Pro card, but yeah, I'm just saying, it is not necessary. I just really love it, so I have a few shades of that. Moving on to skin prep, these are the 3 main primers that you'll see me use. The NYX Angel Veil, BEIGE Cosmetics, yes, BEIGE Cosmetics foundation primer. This primer is really, 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 really bomb. And the Estee Lauder illuminating primer. So you'll see me use this on somebody with dry skin, somebody with oily skin for the BEIGE Cosmetics, and somebody with oily skin again for the Angel Veil. These are both mattifying, long-lasting primers. And then the Estee Lauder, again, a very long-lasting primer, sticky, so the foundation adheres to it, but it's better for somebody with a drier skin type, although all skin types can use it. I use this primer sometimes, and I have a combination oily skin type. And then for the rest of the skin prep, I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to talk about my spray. Well, first I'm going to talk about this. I've showed this on my channel before. This is the Miron Skin Prep. So it's a pre-makeup skin toner. What this does is put a barrier on the skin. It puts a barrier on the skin, so it stops any sweat, oil from coming through, penetrating through that barrier onto the makeup, moving the makeup. So this is something that's used for stage makeup. This is really great for brides, or in the summer when it's hot and it's humid, or if you're in the Caribbean. Basically, it's gonna help the makeup last longer. There's many different ways to use this. I usually use it alone or with very little moisturizer, because it will create like a rolling effect, so you can't really use it with like different primers and things like that. I know makeup artists who just use this alone, and they'll do their bride, and you know, their bride is set. Now, this setting spray, you guys, I can't believe I'm showing this on YouTube. This is like a secret, top secret, holy grail. It's called Don't Sweat It. It's a finishing spray. It's super mattifying, super long lasting. I ordered this from Camera Ready Cosmetics. This is bomb. It's a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. It's a really, really great setting spray. I use it in conjunction with the Ben9 Final Seal Spray. And then this is another one of my favorite sprays. This is from Art Naturals. This is a makeup setting spray. It has aloe in it. It is mattifying, but since it has aloe in it, it's suitable for all skin types. It's really, really nice. Amazon. And then of course you guys know that I use the Ultra Repair Cream for my moisturizer for all my clients. This is a great moisturizer. It works really well under makeup. So yeah, this moisturizer works really, really well under makeup. It's just good for all skin types. Like, this is my favorite moisturizer, and this little container is $12 and it lasts forever. This lasts a really long time. All right, so from this, so we talked about foundation, we talked about concealers, skin prep, and finishing sprays. Now we're gonna go on to powders. Powders are like very, very important. Like, powders like will make or break the situation on your client's face. So I have the Nessamyrics, which I'm not really going to talk about because these are not something that I use a lot at all. I will use these powders once in a blue moon, so I'm really not going to talk about them. They're really just here for show because they look cute. The powders that I use all the time on a daily basis are the Luscious by Lynn powders. So I'll use the Butternut Beige. Yeah, I use the Butternut Beige. I use the deep beige, and then I use the medium beige. She also has a no shine. I have a smaller container of it. It's in the vanity, but those are the shades that I use. These are foolproof, flash back proof. It's amazing. I love this powder. It's just one of the best powders. Like, this powder can compete against high-end powders. I'm picking up this powder over a lot of high-end powders that are in Sephora and the department stores. This is my baby right here. Okay. Then we're gonna move on to my Ben Nye luxury powders. Ben Nye powders are definitely OGs in the industry, and I never stop loving the Ben Nye banana powder. And then this is the Ben Nye buff, which this is really great for lighter skin. Also, Ben Nye Cameo is really good for lighter skin as well. The banana powder, I just love. These powders are just really, really good. Like, they're just amazing. Like, I don't know what else to say. No flashback. Like, they're just amazing. Like, I love them. And if you want to have a powder with a little bit of yellow in it, the banana powder is always perfect, because the powders from Luscious by Lynn, which the website is ACC Cosmetics. I always get confused with the brand name, but these are more pink undertone powders, so they don't have any yellow in them, whereas the Ben Nye has the yellow in it. So it all depends on personal preference and what you like for your client. This back here isn't a setting under eye. This is the translucent deep shimmering powder from Laura Mercier. This is their highlighter, so just ignore that back there. But literally, these are the only powders. Basically, these 5 are the only powders that I use. I'm lying. Sometimes, oh, I don't know where it is. But you guys have seen it on my channel. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. The RCMA no color. I use that as well. I just don't know where it is. And then down here, I have all of my pressed powders. So for pressed powders, I use the MAC MSF powder, which is the mineralized skin finish powders. And then I also use the Studio Fix powders. So the difference between these two is the Studio Fix is going to give you full coverage, mattifying, like snatch. Like, you're going to be extra, extra covered, extra, extra snatched and matte. Okay? These, the mineralized skin finishes, very lightweight, very silky, nice smooth powder. So very different powders. They're both going to set your makeup, but this one will throughout the day will create a little bit more luminosity, where this one will keep you matte longer. So it depends on the vibe of your client and, you know, the preference, but I use these two for the most part. I'm not really that much of a powder girl anyway. I don't use much powder to set the face. I use very little because of my technique of how I do makeup. But yeah, there's nothing else really. I don't have my holders for all of my glitters. These are my Globe Academy glitters, and I have some other brands. And then I have my P. Louise bases and things like that. Things you guys have all seen. I think for the most part, you guys... Ooh, it's thundering outside. I think for the most part, you guys just wanted to see what I use on people's faces as far as like foundations, concealers, skin prep and finishing sprays, powders. So all of this will be like listed down below, like every single color, so that now when you guys ask me, I can refer you guys to this video. I've never watched a what's in my kit video, so I really don't know if I'm doing this properly, but I'm not really gonna cover the eyeshadow palettes. I mean, eyeshadow palettes are always personal preference. These are all my Juvia's Place palettes. And then I just have like some random palettes here. This is one of my favorite palettes. This is the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia. This is my 3rd one. So it's a really good palette. I'm about to open it. This is what the palette looks like. It's a really good palette. I use Tempura, which is the first color, a lot. So when you guys see my nude cut creases, I use this color a lot. I use Orange Soda, Burnt Orange, Sienna, Rustic, Mulberry, and then I use the shimmery colors as well. So I use this palette a whole lot. This is definitely a must-have. And then I have my P. Louise palette up there. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Alright, you guys, so that's pretty much it in the video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the exact foundations and concealers and like, you know, setting powders and sprays that I like to use on all of my clients. Everything will be listed down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video, in the next tutorial. I've been going for a little minute because I've been moving and getting settled in. I'm still getting settled in, but I miss you guys, and I will see you later. Bye.